Now, Steve Forbes, Forbes Media Chairman, Editor-in-Chief, and Kevin Hassett, former Chair of the Council of Economic Advisors. Gentlemen, welcome, as always. Steve Moore, as an aside, you know a ton about foreign policy. I know I'm mixing apples and oranges in this first segment. But am I wrong? I mean, I don't see the kind of support that Bibi Netanyahu deserves so that we win, they lose. Just as a quick aside.
Well, in the world we live in today, it would make a profound impression on Russia, on China, and on Iran itself if we fully supported Israel. They've made great progress in Rafah. He's pointed out the civilian casualties are the lowest for any kind of urban warfare in recorded history. And the more they get that thing done fast, the better off we'll all be. And so he says victory is near, so let victory happen and do the de-Hamasization of Gaza. He laid it all out, and the fact he laid all the facts out seems to have gone over the heads of some of these people.
I know, and they're just not
It's not just about Gaza. It's about world safety. We're in the most precarious situation since the 1930s, especially with U.S. weakness, cutting defense spending and the like. And so an Israeli victory there would be profoundly important because you got Hezbollah. You've got a war brewing in northern Israel there. And Iran is on the verge of their virtual nuclear power now. They're getting missiles to be able to deliver that stuff to the United States, not to mention Israel and the rest of the world. So what are we doing? Win when we can win. Take advantage of this opportunity.
And you have a lame duck in the White House.
I'm lame in more than one ways than one.
Yes, it's a national security risk there in the White House. There's no question about that. Everyone has said that. Or nearly everyone has said that. All right. Well, I appreciate your point of view. Anyway, Kevin Hassett, what's going on here? Stocks are weird. I mean, today was a big day on the upside. Wednesday was a big day on the downside. I'm sure you saw the numbers. But basically, the first half of the year, real GDP was up 2.1%, and the Fed's preferred inflation measure was up 3.3%. That's not awful, but it's not fabulous, Kevin. And it's a question I asked David Malpass last night. Can't we do better than this?
Oh, we sure can do better than this, and we should shoot for 3% growth, as we did when you and I were in the White House. But I think that what's going on in markets is partly what we see in the data, but also if you just go back and take a look at what's going on in the tech sector right now, it's unbelievable how much creative destruction there is out there. You know, one of the big pieces of news today was that OpenAI is going to compete with Google and have like a chat search at OpenAI. And so think about it. Google's kind of a big monopoly that's been, taking an extra penny every time you bought anything on the internet for a while, and now there's competition there. And so I think there's a lot of creative destruction in this economy. It's being led by AI and the tech sector, and it's causing productivity to be higher than we expected, incomes to be higher than we expected, in the stock market to be as well. And I think that's the base case. Now, the Fed cutting in September, it seems like people think they're going to do it, but I think it's a huge mistake if they do. GDP is still in the 2.5 range, inflation's still above target, and it's right before an election, and you know how President Trump's going to respond to that, and they don't need to get into the political fray.
Yeah, I agree with that. So, Steve Forbes, ironically, even with this tremendous regulatory wet blanket thrown over the economy by the Bidens, with all the high energy costs, and after all, consumer prices are up 20% over the course of Biden's term. I mean, they've come down, the rate of increase has come down, but the level of prices is still up 20%. And that leaves wages negative 4% for average weekly wages for a typical working family. So it ain't such a hot story. But I will say this thought has occurred to me. What little life is in the economy? Remember, the Trump tax cuts, both the corporate taxes and the individual tax cuts and things like the standard deduction, they're still in play. They're still in use. And I think they're supplying the only genuine juice to the economy.
Well, when you don't crush the economy, you have all this entrepreneurship. Remember, back in the 1970s, you remember that terrible decade, look what was happening. FedEx was being created. Apple was being created. Microsoft was being created. So you have this wonderful creativity out there, and we see it in AI today. That is what's saving the economy, not Washington, and they're doing it in spite of what Washington's doing. But if you let these people back into, again, Kamala Harris, they're going to crush it with regulation. They already want to strangle AI. They already want to strangle the whole auto industry, the banking industry, air conditioners. Hey, boil in the summer, no heaters, freeze in the winter, all in the name of I don't know what, but what it is. At every modern convenience, they seem to be against and want to regulate into oblivion.
It's sort of a 19th century thought you just expressed there, and all modern conveniences. Kevin Hassett, what happens with a Kamala? What if we have a Kamala president? What does that mean?
Well, the one thing I want to add to what Steve just said, just as an aside, is that the reason why we're flourishing right now is that most of the places that are flourishing are so new that there's nobody in government that even understands what they're doing or is even trying to regulate them.
Right.
And so that's the story of the American economy right now. But Kamala Harris, you know, she had the most liberal record. They're trying to wipe the record clean of that, of anybody in the Senate. She's the only senator that never ever co-sponsored anything with a Republican. And so she's a very, very far left person who's going to give you a lot of like the Biden first year policies. And so there's going to be an explosion in spending, big tax hikes, runaway inflation, and probably a recession. But, you know, maybe Congress won't pass the things that she wants to do. But if you go back and look at her record before they erase it off the internet, you won't believe it. It really is a San Francisco socialist in the Senate. That's her record.
You know, that's true. They try to erase it off the internet, all the bad stuff. But Steve Forbes, there's still this affordability crisis. GDP is one thing, and it's okay. It's growing at 2% more or less. It should be growing at better than 3%, as Kevin suggested. But prices have risen faster than wages for the duration of Biden's term. Inflation has a long tail, and it's burying what middle-class people take-home pay, as Ronald Reagan used to put it. And I still think that's the Achilles heel of so-called Bidenomics. And I don't know how. It's kind of like open borders. Kamala Harris was the czar, and she failed. She's trying to wriggle out of that, but she can't. We're going to get to that later in the show. But on this point here, the affordability crisis, Kamala Harris was the co-pilot. She cast the decisive vote for the 2021 bill, the American Recovery Relief Bill, $1.9 trillion. And then later on the next year, she cast the deciding vote for the misnamed Inflation Reduction Act, that was about $1.2 trillion. She's going to have to accept that. She's going to have to rebut that. How does she get out of that box?
She tries to deflect it by saying you've got this evil man, Donald Trump, out there, the boogeyman. And that's the only thing they have to really run on. They'll try to bring the abortion issue up. And what he's going to respond is, do you believe in infanticide? You know, killing babies right up to the moment of birth. So you hit back at that. So all they can do is go on personalities. And by the way, the cost of living is even worse. As we've discussed, it excludes interest rates. The interest you pay on car loans, interest on mortgages, interest on credit cards. That's killing people. You have to make those. And if you don't pay those minimum fees, guess what? You just get deeper and deeper in debt.
Other than credit cards, which were not that widely used, that used to be in the CPI, those personal borrowing costs.
Yes, they were.
Especially the mortgage rates. Sure. And I think the car loan rates were, too. I just don't think they quite had the credit card rate.
They were, yeah.
So that's an important point. Kevin Hassett, I'm just going to ask you, final thought, 10 seconds. You buying or selling the stock market?
Oh, I'm buying, for sure.
There you go.
know, I think that right now there's so much technological innovation coming that it's going to be a great 3 or 4 years in the stock market, even if Kamala Harris wins.
Ooh. Steve Forbes?
I would agree, except that we're going to fight regulatory socialism because they don't need Congress to pass these crazy laws like banning the internal combustion engine. That's the real fight.
Kevin had it right, except for those last 4 words, I think. It was those last 4 words.
Sorry, Larry.
Gentlemen, thank you on a Friday. Steve Forbes and Kevin Hassett.